Okay, first question of the video, guys. Whoever has a clip of the altercation between Kimoprah and TACHA, the one that Mercy says she saw TACHA recording Kimoprah and bragging that this is what her confidence got her the car, guys, tag me on Twitter with that video. My Twitter handle is at FSWGlory. Just look out for Frankie Speaking with Glory on Twitter, you'll find me. Tag me on that video, guys, because I really need to know what the hell is going on. Like, seriously, guys, the allegations are actually very, very deep. You're welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. My name is Glory Elijah and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory. Yes, guys, today is day 23 of the Big Brother Naija pepperdemgang reunion show, and it started off on a very, very hot note with a lot of strong allegations. Like, guys, catch me. Look, I'm wearing cardigan. I had to really calm down and listen to what these people were saying because, guys, it wasn't really funny at all. So, guys, I feel like this week till the 16th of July is going to be for clearing the air between all the housemates, because since on Monday that's what they've been doing, and today again it was all about clearing the air between Kimoprah and the issue she had with TACHA. So Ebuka asked Kimoprah if there was anything she had to say to TACHA, and Kimoprah said that what happened the last time on the show was Ebuka asked a general question about TACHA and everybody gave a response, but then TACHA came for her by saying, I want to address Kimoprah, that she felt like that was wrong. She also said that she felt like after the show or something, I think after the recording they had, that she felt like TACHA wanted to bully her and intimidate her. That was what actually what TACHA did. That TACHA actually intimidated and bullied her. So they were talking a lot, and then she mentioned that TACHA was recording her, that she felt caged into a corner, that the way TACHA behaved to her that night, she felt scared, she felt threatened, she felt intimidated, and she felt like, oh, we're actually staying in the same hotel, so if you can do all these things to me, then it means that if I go into my room, you can actually come into my room and probably beat me. And I'm like, whoa, calm down, girl, that's a lot of strong allegations. And then Ebuka was like, what is going on, what happened, you know? So she said that TACHA was recording her and yelling at her after the recording that they had, you know, and then TACHA was saying that this is what my confidence got me and stuff like that. So Ebuka asked TACHA that what is Kimoprah talking about? Do you have any ideas? And TACHA said that she feels like her confidence is an issue. If it was a guy that was as confident as her, people would not have an issue with it. But now she's the one that's actually confident and exuding all her confidence, and people are having issues with it. And Ebuka was like, okay, TACHA, calm down. Nobody is talking about the confidence issue. Now we are asking you to confirm or refute what Kimoprah has said, because these are actually allegations against you. Did you or did you not record Kimoprah? And TACHA said that she doesn't know what Kimoprah is talking about. And Ebuka asked TACHA if she recorded Kimoprah or not, you know, and she said that she did not record Kimoprah. She does not even remember what Kimoprah is talking about. So, guys, the weird thing that happened on tonight's episode is Kimoprah said that Esther was a witness and Omashola was also a witness, that both of them were actually there, you know, so they witnessed what happened. So Ebuka asked Esther to say what happened. So Esther said that she did not really know and cannot say if TACHA was recording Kimoprah, but what she saw was that after the show, after the recording and stuff, they went to their the hotel where they were all lodged, and then TACHA pulled up in her car, right? And then TACHA was calling Kimoprah's name, shouting Kimoprah, you know. And then she was saying from inside her car, I think she came out of the car, and she was saying, this is what my confidence got me. It got me a car, this and that, you know. And then TACHA had her phone out, and then she doesn't know if TACHA was recording, but she saw the torchlight of TACHA's phone on. So she can't say if it's a camera torchlight on or if it's just a normal torchlight that was on, but the light was pointed at them, and she saw that Kimoprah was very angry. Kimoprah, like, both of them were exchanging words, both of them were saying a lot of things at the same time, you know. So she did not really understand what was going on and what even started the altercations between them, you know. And then Omashola said that is Esther's own interpretation, that he wants to say what he wants to say. So he said that TACHA was recording. He believes TACHA was recording because TACHA's light was on Okay, so Omashola also said that what happened was, after the recording, they all went back to the hotel, and then TACHA pulled up in her car, and then TACHA was shouting that this is what my confidence got me a car. And then she shouted out Kimoprah's name, you know, and she said, Kimoprah, fuck you. Oh my god, I'm sorry guys. Said, Kimoprah, F you. Yeah, said, Kimoprah, F you. This is what my confidence got me. You know, you are the one that is hopping from one car to one car. This is what my confidence got me, you know. And then Omashola said he was pointing to TACHA that is Kimoprah's car. Kimoprah has a car, you know. So Ebuka asked TACHA what happened, and TACHA said she doesn't remember what they are talking about. She doesn't remember anything happening, you know. And all the housemates were like, hey TACHA, you are lying, that this happened. And TACHA was like, if you have evidence, bring it out and then we can talk further, you know. So according to Kimoprah, I don't know what Kimoprah was saying. Look TACHA, for you to have intimidated me like that, you bullied me. Of course I understand you said a lot of things about your upbringing, your background, your mom and all of that, but I felt like you actually did this thing, and if we are going to move on from this conversation, you have to own up to what you did. And TACHA was saying she did not remember anything that happened. So Ebuka asked if they are lying, and that Ebuka asked TACHA if they're actually lying about what they said of her, or is it that she does not remember. And TACHA was like, she doesn't remember. So Ebuka, I feel like TACHA was not really understanding the question, or whether she was confused or something, because Ebuka kept on asking her that, TACHA, if I say now you're wearing blue, am I lying? And TACHA said, yes, you're lying because I'm wearing pink. So Ebuka said, yes, that is what I want to know. These things all these people have said, are they lying against you? TACHA said yes, because she doesn't remember anything happening, you know. So Ebuka told TACHA that, look, 3 people have said that you did this thing, and when a lot of people are saying that you did something, then it means that something actually happened. So what do you have to say about that? And TACHA said she doesn't remember anything happening. So guys, that's why I asked the question of this video. Does anybody have a clip of what happened between TACHA and Kimoprah? Because these are really strong allegations. Guys, bring it out and tag me on Twitter. Let me see it, okay? It's not like I want to use it to do anything, no, but guys, I actually just want to find out if this is actually a gang up, or if it is actually TACHA claiming selective memory of something that has happened, you know. So Kimoprah, Ebuka asked Mercy to say something, because Mercy was actually fidgeting on her seat like she wanted to explode. So Mercy said that, look, that this, since they are doing clearing the air, she feels like if they are going to move on from all the situationships that's going on right now, that she feels like everybody should own up to what they have done. And then she said that she remembered that night Kimoprah came to her room and was ranting and raving and getting upset, and later Esther also came to her room, and Ebuka asked Mercy, were you actually there when this whole thing happened? And Mercy said no. So Ebuka said, so what was Kimoprah saying? And she said Kimoprah was just upset, Kimoprah was just saying things. And then Esther too was saying that TACHA is my friend, but if my friend does something bad, I'm going to say what my friend did is not good, right? So TACHA was like, remember, this narrative is coming from people that are friends. And Kimoprah was like, no, Esther is also your friend too. And TACHA was like, oh yes, Esther is my friend, but you, Omashola, Mercy, you guys are friends, so you guys could have easily cooked up the story or something, you know. And Mercy said that she actually saw Kimoprah's video, or I don't know which video Mercy is actually saying she saw. I don't know if it's the video of TACHA recording Kimoprah, or if it's the video of Kimoprah saying something, you know, because Mercy was saying that Kimoprah actually asked her if she saw the video, and she said she has not seen the video. But then later on the show, guys, Mercy was saying that she actually saw the video, that somebody outside the house actually showed it to her, you know, and she actually saw the video, that she has seen the video that it happened. I don't even know what they're talking about at this point. So Kimoprah now said to TACHA that, look, that TACHA should admit, you know, to what she has done, that she understands that TACHA has said on the show several times that she has changed, and she has apologized to all the housemates about what she did to all of them inside the house, but she feels like TACHA has not apologized to her for what she did to her outside the house, you know. And then she said to TACHA that, listen, you are you, I am me, so it's okay, it's fine if you are not admitting to doing anything to me, but what I would beg you of is don't try it again. Don't ever try it again. Don't send your titles to me. Don't send anybody to me ever. You don't know me, I don't know you. You don't know anything about me, I don't know anything about you. So please, you know, so TACHA was saying that, look, Kimoprah, you are somebody that I have love for, you know. And Kimoprah was saying that, look, I don't need your love. I don't need your love. If you cannot admit to what you did, then I do not need your love, you know. So guys, this is actually causing a lot of cloud, because Kimoprah is claiming that TACHA, okay, after Kimoprah made her speech, she now said TACHA needs to see someone, meaning TACHA should see a shrink, because she doesn't understand why TACHA is claiming amnesia to something that actually happened. Because Omashola kept on insisting that TACHA and Kimoprah had an altercation and TACHA was recording, while Esther said that that TACHA and Kimoprah had an altercation, but she wasn't sure if TACHA was recording. And Mercy was saying that Kimoprah came into her room coupled with Esther, you know, after whatever happened. So guys, as I said, please guys, can anybody confirm if anything happened? Because Kimoprah said news was flying around the internet the next day that Kimoprah beats or fought with TACHA, you know. But guys, I'm wondering, like, all these news that are happening, why is it that I don't ever see it? You know, where are all these news coming from that I don't ever see? So ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we don't know who is lying. We don't even know who is saying the truth, because TACHA is saying that they should bring out evidence and then she's going to have the conversation, but for now she doesn't know what they're talking about. So guys, that was that for TACHA and Kimoprah's conversation. They are still not really friends, because they did not succeed in clearing any air, because no evidence was brought, no confirmation was given from TACHA. So guys, we are still yet to find out if this whole thing is true or not. And then Ebuka took us on to Frodd and Esther's conversation. And then remember guys, the last time that Frodd and Esther had a conversation, they had a serious altercation, and that was the day that Frodd made mention of something that Esther was always pulling up with friends in upper echelons that had posh cars and stuff like that, you know. So it was actually rubbing off on his male ego. It was actually intimidating him, right? So Ebuka asked Esther if she had anything to say to Frodd, and Esther said that whatever Frodd has said, she understands, but she's very, very disappointed and shocked that Frodd could make that kind of statement against her, looking at the fact that this is a society where, you know, they already have that kind of narrative about and against women, you know. And she felt like that narrative that Frodd painted about her is going to go a long way, or could go a long way, to taint a career that has not even started, you know. That she felt like no matter what has happened between her and Frodd went too far by making that statement. She felt like it was totally uncalled for, and she felt like Frodd was really aimed at tarnishing her image. She also said that she's really also upset because Frodd knew that what he said was wrong, because Frodd knows that she doesn't live that kind of lifestyle. So why would Frodd come on to international television and make that kind of statement and not even try, you know, to clear the air about it, you know? So she was really upset. She was really, really emotional. She was almost crying about it. And then she said that she was really shocked because she has had friendships, she has had relationships in the past. She has even had a friend that till date they are no longer friends, but secrets shared between both of them has not and never found its way to the light of day. So she did not understand why they had a small rift, and then Frodd chose to say what he said, painting that kind of narrative about her, you know. And she said that what she doesn't want is, at the end of the day, while she's trying to build her career, you know, her brand, people will now start saying that, oh, Esther got to where she is because of the friends in upper echelon and stuff like that. And guys, I really understood that, and I felt really sad for Esther, because trust me, this is just like the same topic I had on Saturday on my YouTube live stream. If you haven't seen it, check my playlist on my Saturday YouTube live streams, where I talked about how society frowns down and all the crazy misconceptions that society have about the female. You know, I listed like a ton, a bunch of all of it, and I feel like that was one crazy narrative that Frodd successfully painted about Esther. And if he does not clear it, then people are going to continue going by that narration about Esther's growth and success of her brand, you know. So Frodd said that he's not going to take all the blame, you know, that this is not one of those days where he is going to take all the blame. And then it went on and on about how he felt like Esther neglected everything he did to make their relationship work, that he was really offended that the last time they came on the show to talk, Esther created the impression on national television that he was a player, for the fact that Esther would lie blatantly that he never proposed to her to be his girlfriend officially, you know, at the Hiltons in Dubai. He felt really offended that Esther created the impression and the narrative that he was a player. Frodd also said that for the fact that Esther also created a negative perception about him to the public, about him being a weakling, about him being a woman rapper, always chasing her about for a relationship that was never even going to work anyways, that he got really offended about it. And according to Frodd, he was very upset because this same Esther, this is somebody that's right from inside the house, he did all he did, you know, to ensure that he won our affections, and it got him a lot of bashings and castigations from people, from the general public, that, oh, this girl you are doing all these things for, she doesn't like you, she doesn't really love you, so why are you wasting all your energy on her, you know? And he felt really disappointed because he was doing all these things that he was doing, he was at the forefront of the relationship, whereas in the background, behind closed doors, he and Esther, they were actually very, very romantic with each other. According to Frodd, since coming out of the Big Brother Naija's house, he has traveled to a lot of countries around the world. And guess what? Esther has accompanied him on each and every trip that he has taken since he came out of the house. So what was really annoying him was that Esther was hiding their relationship while he was always the one at the forefront taking all the bashings, you know. So a lot of times people are always coming to him telling him that this girl is using you, this girl is not interested in you, why are you wasting all your time and energy on this girl? And for him, he keeps on telling people that, listen, this girl is my woman, she's not the type to show affection, but I know she's got my back, I know she loves me. And Frodd also admitted that Esther has told him also that, I love you, I like you, I want to be with you, and she didn't even go to Nelson, you know. But his disappointment is based on the fact that Esther was allowing him do all the work. Esther would never apologize or even appreciate him for anything that he is doing. He is taking care of Esther, like he is actually protecting Esther from a lot of public bashings and stuff, you know. But at the end of the day, Esther keeps him hanging. Esther keeps him like hanging, like he does not even matter at all, you know. Esther does not flaunt him to the public. Esther does not put him out there to actually show that we're actually dating. And he was also upset with the fact that Esther had just one job to do, that when they came out of the house, Esther told him that she loved him, that she wanted to be with him and not Nelson. So he was expecting Esther to actually prove to people, to the general public, that they were actually together. But no, Esther was hiding behind her brand, that everything Esther was doing, she was always doing for the sake of her brand, and that really got him upset. So Frodd said that he said what he said about Esther not out of spite but out of the pain that she had caused him, that he was actually broken down, he was bashed, he was left hanging, that he was tired. Guys, let me not lie, Frodd really expressed his emotions, guys. I even pity the guy self. I sorry for Frodd, not the small thing, you know. And Ebuka asked Frodd Ebuka asked Frodd that he sensed that Frodd feels betrayed, you know, and did not get back loyalty from Esther that he has given, that he also understands that Frodd is disappointed that Esther did not flaunt him as she should have, you know, that, but does he feel like he shouldn't have made that statement that he made about Esther? And then Frodd said no, that he does not feel like he shouldn't have said anything he said, that for him, him saying that Esther has friends in upper echelons means that it didn't mean like Esther had sexual friends, but what it meant was that Esther had friends who wouldn't do her any favors without having a relationship with her, and so he was trying to protect Esther. So he did not feel like what he said was out of place. And so Ebuka asked Esther if she feels Frodd's point, and she said that she completely understands Frodd's point, but Frodd is not the only person that actually got burnt by their fans, that she too also got a lot of bashings from people, from fans. People called her bitter, people called her mean, people called her wicked, people called her a witch, people called her a lot of names just because she wasn't showing publicly that she was in a relationship with Frodd. According to Esther, she said that what she wanted was a relationship with Frodd out of public's eyes, that she's not the sort of person that would take her business to the public, and that was what she was trying to make Frodd understand, but Frodd did not get the memo. According to Esther also, she wants a relationship just between herself and Frodd. She doesn't want people to be involved. She doesn't want people to be, involved at all in their business. So why does she have to be proving to people that she's with Frodd? Why can't Frodd understand that part of what she's trying to explain to him? That was what Esther said. And Ebuka asked Frodd, Esther also said, sorry guys, Esther also said that Frodd never outrightly asked her out to be his girlfriend, that Frodd kept on dallying around the matter. And Frodd said that was what was pissing him off, because Esther was blatantly lying, that he literally asked Esther out, that there was even a time that he felt like the relationship was not working, and then he decided to abandon the relationship. And then on his birthday, he got a very sweet and romantic birthday message from Esther, and he was like, okay, maybe there is hope. And then that was when he was planning his trip, and then before you knew it, he and Esther traveled. But then on the trip, it felt like he was completely on his own and Esther was on her own. And then I'm asking myself, okay, so this is what I don't get, because Frodd was saying people were telling him that this girl is using you to get what she wants to get. So I'm asking myself that, okay, if Esther doesn't want to be with Frodd, what's the point of traveling with him? What's the point of going on trips with him? Guys, I completely understand the kind of person Esther is, people that don't like putting their relationships out there in public. I completely understand. But if you're not reciprocating this person's affections, if you are not recruiting Frodd's love for you, why is it that whenever people have issues, you go cold on him? Then when the guy is planning a trip to travel abroad, you come back and then both of you travel on the trip. And then when people travel on the trip, you act as if you don't know the person. For me, I feel like that's you using the guy to explore the world. I'm sorry guys, but that is what it completely looks like. And in that regard, it feels like the people who are actually saying that Esther is using Frodd to get what she wants, it almost seems like they are not wrong, So guys, Ebuka asked Esther if she has anything to say to Frodd, and Esther says, well, that she feels like Frodd is being defensive. Frodd is not taking back what he said. Instead, he is bringing his own narrative to come and cloud all she has said about him, painting a negative perception about her to the public. And then Frodd apologized to Esther and says that he takes back what he has said, but it was born out of his pain and frustration. And then Venita, I don't know why guys, why is it that Venita literally has something to say about everybody's business? I mean, sometimes babe, just stay out of it. I don't get it. But then she gave an advice to Frodd and Esther, saying that she feels like the problem in their relationship is miscommunication, a lot of people interfering, so it's all based on hearsay, what people said. So she feels like there's still hope for them to actually resolve whatever issues they have. And guys, Esther says she doesn't know if she and Frodd are still friends. So the news is Esther and Frodd, they're no longer together, if actually they were ever together anyways. So ladies and gentlemen, that's all for this particular episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did a video this morning guys about reasons why girls change when they get married. If you haven't seen that video and you're female and you are single or married, you definitely need to go and watch that video and drop your comment in the comment section below. I would love to know what you think about that topic. Have an amazing night rest guys. Bye.